Okay, y'all, I want to talk to y'all about a very sad story. True story. I just don't understand. I just don't understand. Um, I'm trying to see where this is located. A lot of times these articles don't really tell you where they're at, and we're supposed to automatically know when they tell you the county. I don't know where the hell that's at. People really annoy me. First of all, let me preface this article by saying that being involved with someone can be equivalent to being hooked on drugs. You are addicted to them, you are hooked on them, you cannot see yourself without them. You panic and freak out when you're not with them. If the relationship's on the rocks, it throws you in a tailspin. Does that not sound like drug addiction? That partner, spouse, boyfriend, girlfriend, whoever can be like a drug to you, and you literally feel that you cannot live without them, which isn't, it's all a mean trick that your mind plays on you because of course you can make it without them. You made it before them, you will make it after them. And the last thing you want to do is do something terrible to yourself because you're no longer with that person. You're no longer with this person. So because it's like a drug, you feel like you literally cannot live without them. So it's so sad. She's such a beautiful young lady. It just goes to show you how far your brain can go twisted and your rationale is completely out the window. It's just horrible. So I'm going to read the article to you. An experienced skydiver deliberately fell to her death in April after ending her relationship with her partner the night before, an inquest has heard. Jade Demerel, 32, died of blunt trauma injuries after falling from 15,500 feet into a field in Shoton, Colliery County, Durham on 27 April. I have no clue where that's at. At an inquest at Crook Civic Center in County Durham on Thursday, the coroner Leslie Hamilton gave a conclusion of suicide, finding that Demerel had intended to take her own life. Hamilton summarized a note from her former partner, whom she had met through their shared love of skydiving, which read that they ended the relationship the night before. The inquest heard that Demerel, an experienced skydiver from Caerphilly in Wales, okay, Wales, we're getting somewhere now, had completed more than 500 jumps, including 6 on the day before her death. On her final jump, however, the inquest was told that Demerel had deliberately not deployed her main parachute, which is usually opened at about 5,000 feet. She had also turned off a device designed to automatically deploy a parachute at a certain speed or altitude should a skydiver be unable to do so. The parachute and device were found to be in full working order, so she basically turned off the device that would have been her backup parachute. So they know it was deliberate because when they checked her equipment afterwards, there was nothing wrong with it. So she did this on purpose. The inquest heard that Demerel normally wore a camera to capture her dives, but was not wearing one the day she died. Hamilton concluded that Demerel, a very experienced skydiver, had intended to end her own life. The inquest heard that D.I. Andrew Stevenson of Durham Police, who attended the scene, found that Demerel had left instructions on her phone's lock screen about how to access it after her death. His report said that notes addressed to her family were found on the handset, which included her apologizing and thanking them for their support, as well as details of her finances. Speaking after the inquest, Damerel's family accepted the coroner's findings and thanked the skydiving community for its support, saying they were incredibly comforted by how admired, respected, and deeply loved she was. Describing her as brilliant, beautiful, brave, and truly extraordinary, they said they wanted to speak openly and without shame about her death to contribute to a culture where mental ill health is met with kindness and support, and where people in deep distress and those around them feel seen, believed, and able to reach for support without fear of judgment. So I'm going to give you these contact, give this contact information if you feel like you're in a situation where you want to do something like this. This is the contact information, depending on where you are. In the UK and Ireland, Samaritans can be contacted on free phone 116123 or email J-O, at samaritans.org, SAMARITANS.org, or Joe at samaritans.ie. In the U.S., you can call or text the 988 Suicide and Crisis Lifeline at 988 or chat at 988lifeline.org. In Australia, the Crisis Support Service Lifeline is 13 11 14. Other international helplines can be found at befrienders.org, BEFRIENDERS.org, and I will put all of that information in the description. When they say inquest, by the way, it's a coroner's inquest. That's what they're referring to. I hate to see someone who has been so positively impacted by so many people decide to be done because of a relationship that ended. There is no one in the world worth me ending myself for. And to die in such a horrific way is absolutely horrifying. Absolutely horrifying. Absolutely horrifying. This could have been prevented. I know there was a guy, he wrote a book because his dad had ended himself. And the son is out teaching people about, hey, you don't want to make a permanent decision on a situation that's temporary. Okay? And that's a good point. That's a really good point. So instead of not talking about it because it's awkward and people are uncomfortable, he's like, no. We need to communicate about this. We need to talk about it more because the people that are on that page feel alone as it is. They feel completely alone and abandoned. And they feel like their life is falling apart, and the only way that they could escape that is to be done. And when he said that, the son of the guy that took himself out, when he said that, that's a very deep statement. You don't want to make a permanent decision on something that could be temporary. Okay? The agony of having this drug taken from you, which is a relationship will feel like a drug addiction. You feel like you're almost in a withdrawal and you cannot recover from this. Somebody cares about you. She had family. She had friends. She had friends within the diving community. She probably didn't want to tell them in case they thought she would do something like this, but she ended up doing it anyway. But so, so she had support system, and I could kind of almost understand if you don't have anyone, you have no support system whatsoever. But she did. It's really disturbing. Please reach out to someone, even if you don't know them. Please reach out to someone and let them know what's going on with you. Now, there are situations where you call a hotline because you really need someone to talk to, and they will go behind your back. They say all the right things on the phone, and they will go behind your back and send an ambulance to your location. Even though you didn't say you were suicidal, they decided to do that anyway. So now you're all your neighbors know and everything else. Are you all right? We've seen an ambulance outside your house. So that makes people not want to ever call you again because you pulled that stunt. So I don't know. Now, if a person is on the brink of it, then that's a different story. But if they just need someone to talk to, come on now. Sometimes the people that are helping you are hurting you, or they're doing little shady things behind your back. When that person did not express that, oh, yeah, I'm ready to end it all, they did not verbalize that to you. You just took upon yourself to do that, which I thought was shady and dirty. So, yeah. But hopefully, whoever you talk to or send an email to will not do that, because that makes people so distrustful and never want to contact anyone ever again. That's real dirty. Oh my goodness. I told you guys my neighbor did that years and years ago, and he did it in my best friend's house, and I had to relay the information to her. I found out from my other neighbor, and I had to relay the information to her. At that time, she had relocated overseas, and she said, how's things going with the house and everything? Because I lived counter corner from her. And I said, where is your husband? He's at work. Okay, I need you to sit down. I'm okay. No, I need you to sit down. And I told her. He had bought her house, excuse me, and he eliminated himself. I didn't really want to tell her that while she was home by herself in case she freaks out. But she needed to know the truth. If they ever try to reach out to him and they got a the number you have reached. Well, what happened to him? Where'd he go? Well, let me give you a heads up of what happened. It was I had never met someone who had done that. So I was messed up about that for months and months and months. Because I knew the room he did it in, because I knew the house. I knew the house like the back of my hand because my best friend used to live there. So I was always at her house. And he had bought her house. So I knew the room he did it in. And it's a long story. But anyway, please reach out to someone. Please, please, please reach out to someone. The pain you feel being away from this person is not going to last forever. It only feels like it's going to last forever, but it isn't. You will move on. You will laugh again. You will have joy again. You will get back into your hobbies. You will do all kinds of things. And hopefully meet your person one day who's not a whack job, somebody who's actually capable of caring about you. And even if that never happens, you're not designed to be with someone. You're not supposed to be. It's not your destiny to be with someone. That isn't the end of the world. You're supposed to be your best friend anyway. You're going to respect yourself and take care of yourself and love yourself. If other people cannot do that, they're broken and they're not capable, the hell with them. You take care of you. If you need someone to love you, get a cat, get a dog. They don't trip like people do. They're not backstabbing. They're not cheaters. They don't lie. Feed them, water them, potty them, love on them. They're yours for life. They love you. You go out to check the mail, you come back in the house, they're so excited. You weren't even gone 5 minutes. They're like, "Oh my God, I'm so excited to see you." People get used to you and they're like, "Oh, hey. What the hell?" Crazy. Animals have more respect for you, more loyalty to you, more love, are capable of more love than people by far. Especially in today's day and age where people don't have any morals and values and ethics anymore. Please. Please reach out to someone. You don't have to go through this by yourself. You don't. I promise you, you don't have to go through this by yourself. It just doesn't make any sense. Okay? Much love. You take care. And like I said, I will put that in all of that information, that paragraph that I just read you, the contact information, depending on where you are in the world, you will be able to reach out to someone for help. Okay? Love you guys. Take care. Bye.